So then I tried to go to sleep. I said, let me sleep this off because I'm too scared to do anything else. I felt two hands roll me over to the other side of the bed. Now mind you, I'm almost 300 pounds. Roll me back to the other side of the bed. Roll me back. I'm like, oh shit, did I bring a demon back?
A lot of people have like strange dreams that they cannot really place their hands on, like they get confused. If you're someone like that, this video is for you. And then secondly, if you're an African American, I noticed that a lot of African Americans try to connect to their ancestry. Some people take it further by traveling to Africa physically. So if you're an African American planning to do this video is for you as well. A lot of you guys go down there, you want to connect to the culture, beautiful. But the problem is that when you're connecting to the culture, bear in mind that some of those cultures are interwoven with some religions. And some of those religions are not good. I'm sorry to say this, but some of them are demonic. Honestly, I'm not talking about the Christian religion. I'm talking about some other religions. So you have to be very, very careful because Dr. Umar went to Africa, Nigeria. I'm saying this because I'm a Nigerian, first of all, before I became an American. So I kind of have an idea. I don't want to say that Dr. Umar, after sharing his encounter, like the dreams he had, I don't want to say he's possessed or anything because I'm not an authority on this, but I can tell, I sense there is something wrong. And then with the other videos I'm going to compare, which is a live testimony compared to Dr. Umar's case, it will now be left for you to decide. And especially if you're also going through something like this. This video is going to help you to know what to do. Maybe you need a deliverance.
2005, I go to Africa for the first time. Ethiopia, South Africa, Nigeria, and Senegal. So I walk into the female slave dungeon. I get down on one knee. I said, I'm going to pour me some libation. So I start calling on my ancestors in the female slave dungeon in Gori. I get back to my hotel room. Same night. Sun is still up. It's about 2 hours from sunset. I call my mother, let her know I'm good. I go back to my hotel room. I don't have a roommate. I sit down on my bed. Sun's still up. All of a sudden, I start hearing chains, whips, people crying, screaming, animals. My room starts spinning. Mind you, I'm wide awake. This is not a dream. I don't smoke. I'm not high. I'm a psychologist. I'm clearly awake. I thought it was going to stop. Now the sundown, right? It's still going on. I'm scared to get up and walk out. Something might grab me. So then all of a sudden, something starts tapping me in my third eye like this, real hard, but not hard enough to hurt me, but the power that I'm showing you here, right? But there's nobody in the room with me, but there's a finger tapping my third eye. Now I know it was opening up my third eye so I can receive the wisdom from my ancestors. So then I try to go to sleep. I said, let me sleep this off because I'm too scared to do anything else. I felt two hands roll me over to the other side of the bed. Now mind you, I'm almost 300 pounds. Roll me back to the other side of the bed. Roll me back. I'm like, oh shit, did I bring a demon back? So, I'm thinking in my
paranormal activity
mind, right? So at about 4 o'clock in the morning, I figured it out. I said, this is the ancestors. I just knew it. So I asked them, could y'all let me sleep now? Because I'm scared. Y'all been with me for like 7-8 hours. I need to sleep. So they left.
First of all, that's no ancestors, okay? But let me take these two things. Notice what he said. He said he was powerless. And then 2, he was scared. 2 things. He was tossed around. And it was almost like he doesn't want it. Just like people who been RAPE'd, in the dream, and some people who have been beaten up in the dream, some people who have been force-fed, animals chasing you around in the dream. It's almost like you don't want it, you're scared. And then he said he's scared as well. Just keep those 2 things, being powerless and being scared. I don't want to be like I'm taking control of this, but there is someone else who had the same encounter.
All right, so Sister Grace, what's your story on that?
Okay, as much as I can remember, it started when I was a child. And
What age bracket are we talking about?
I say between 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
Yes, and it's kind of starts as nightmares.
Okay.
But these nightmares, I could feel them in my physical body.
Okay, there were nightmares, things like bad dreams, but the impact of the bad dreams were very tangible. And could be felt on the physical
Just like Umar.
There's a name for that type of witchcraft. Don't worry, if I remember, I will share.
We called it witchcraft.
Do you wake up having marks on your body or things like that?
Yes,
okay.
Sometimes I'm subconscious. I'm not fully asleep. I'm not fully awake. So
this coincides with what Dr. Umar said. She said that she is like awake, not necessarily sleeping, kind of. But then listen to what Umar said as well.
This is not a dream. I don't smoke. I'm not high. I'm a psychologist. I'm clearly awake.
But let's just continue. This is mind-blowing.
It looks like I'm in my room, but at the same time, it looks as though I'm somewhere else. I see spirits. I see demon spirits. Animals, a lot of them look like animals. Some have the shape. Some look like human beings. Okay. So sometimes they look at me. I see them. It's as though I'm there with them. Okay. Part of it looks like my room. somehow it feels like I'm not in my room. So there's this intense fear. And then
Fear.
I can't do anything. I can't immobilize. I can't
Helpless.
move.
Now, that experience is what we call the intersection of realms.
They do whatever they want to do with me.
Do
Just
whatever.
as though I'm in the midst of animals and they can sit on me, or what, as though I was just offered to
You were
them
offered
to
to
have
them.
fun with.
You were powerless.
Yes, sir.
Now,
So you've seen a similarity here, being scared and being powerless. And that's the same thing Dr. Umar said.
So then I try to go to sleep. I said, let me sleep this off because I'm too scared to do anything else. I felt two hands roll me over to the other side of the bed. Now, mind you, I'm almost 300 pounds. Roll me back to the other side of the bed. Roll me back. I'm like, oh, shit. Did I bring a demon back?
Now, listen to the other girl and see what she said. People in different countries saying the same thing.
They can sit on me, or what, as though I was just offered to
you were
them
offered
to
to
have
them.
fun with.
You were powerless.
Yes, sir.
Now, listen to me. Someone came here the other time, and the person came here with an excruciating back pain. And when we tried to find out what was wrong, we saw that some witches have rolled on her all night. People are shaking their heads. I said, all right, is there anybody here? You wake up extremely tired as if they took you to the farm all night. Yes, who is that person in the congregation? Sometimes it feels like you were walking, you were laboring all night. Okay, we have one person there. Can you come?
The next day I walk out through the village and we are in a rural section of Senegal. So it's like calves and donkeys and chickens walking all around, right? So I'm talking to the Senegalese brothers, telling them what happened last night. They said, don't worry about that. A lot of you American Africans, when y'all come home, y'all have that experience because it's your ancestors tapping back into you. So when I get back to Philadelphia, this is the summer 2005, and I start experiencing coincidences like crazy. Somebody will, phone ring, I know who it is. Somebody looking for something, I got it in my hand. I think of somebody, I see him tomorrow, like bing, 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 bing. Coincidences like crazy, where I'm like, oh shit, what happened over there? So then I finally go to the Oyotunji African village in South Carolina. I get an African spiritual divination, Yoruba style, right? From the Yoruba. And that's when the Babalawo, rest in peace, Chief Olaittan, he's an ancestor now. He left about 2 years ago. He told me your ancestors were throwing you a welcome home party. He said you didn't go to Africa for Garvey. You thought you went to Africa for Garvey, but your ancestors set that whole thing up to bring you back.
It's a huge lie. Like, the ancestors were not calling you. The Bible said it is appointed unto man to die once, and after that, judgment. So, if there is anything calling you, it's not your ancestors. It might be demons. The reason why I say this is, first of all, back in the days, the forefathers before Christianity, they usually have a pact with demonic altars sometimes, especially when they need help. Let's say a village and a village is having a problem, like a land dispute. You see them, some of them go to a demonic altar and ask for an assistance. Hey, if you help me win this war, I'm going to be sacrificing this to you. Or maybe I want a male child. If you help me get a male child, I'll be doing this for you. My children's children will also be doing this. It could be anything. You can make me rich or whatever. It could be even slavery. I don't want to be taken as a slave. If you protect me, I'm going to be doing this. Yes. But the problem is that sometimes they don't pass this information down to the children's children. And then these demons come back to ask for what they parents promised them. And that is when you see people having like demonic influences. So if there is anything, I'm sorry to say this, but I feel, but you decide, if there is anything calling this guy, if there is anything at all, he might be demonic. Okay? In order to prove what I said, because I don't want to draw a conclusion, watch this video.
Our African elders discovered this insufficiency in humankind, and that was the reason why they joined themselves to vicious demons, very vicious devils. It is as a result of the knowledge of the insufficiency of humankind that prompted them to ally themselves with demonic spirits that promise to have the ability to provide reinforcement, covering, protection, and what have you.
Yeah, so let's finish up. And if you're new to this channel, if you've not subscribed, please do. And feel free to share this to your friends, especially African Americans or whoever that might be thinking of traveling to Africa or, wants a connection. It's a beautiful thing, but you have to be very careful. Like and subscribe to my channel, please. Let's continue. There are some other testimonies, just few of them about dreams, especially if you're having this kind of bad dreams, just for you to learn from it and maybe seek for deliverance. I'm not saying this for just you. I'm also talking to myself as well, because we wrestle against principalities and powers.
Now, I would like you to understand this experience. This lady is totally innocent. And what is happening there, because the experience she was saying she had is suggestive of the fact that she was dedicated to them. She was given to them. So they seem to have authority over her. So they can ride her like a vehicle. They can sit on her. And in that realm, she's powerless. She cannot defend herself. There is a priesthood that has already implicated her. And that's why she had those experiences. You wake up like that?
Yes. Sometimes I used to fight with a woman in my dream.
Oh, come here. Yes, what's your experience?
Yes, I was fighting with the man.
Can you describe this man?
I didn't see.
It wasn't clear, okay.
Yes, so
on a consistent basis, and I can't remember, and consistently, intermittently, I have bad dreams like eating heavily
eating in the dream.
in the night. Sometimes, in fact, during IEC, I was so bloated and full at night that I woke up in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. after that dream because I was resisting. They were forcing food inside my mouth, and I literally felt full.
Are you baptized in the Holy Spirit with the evidence of speaking in tongues?
Yes, sir. I was full.
So conclusively, from what I learned from this, I don't know about you, but what I learned is if it's scary, if you're helpless, then most especially, it might not. It's probably not a good dream, and even if it's a good dream or a bad dream, the idea is for you to know, and then you have to pray about it. If it's a good dream, you want to pray about it. If it's bad, still pray about it. And if you're confused about if this dream is from God, if it's from God, God speaking, it has to be biblical. Like you would find something that connects to the dream in the Bible. And if it's not from God, then you need to pray against it because you don't want it to come to pass. But above all, let God direct our steps. Please kindly subscribe and follow my channel, and things like this will come your way. The idea is for us to learn and even get better. Peace.